So the Sledhead saga continues. I've now repaired the frame. Frame is all done. And then, obviously, in the last video, you saw that when I undone the axle, the frame spread nearly 20 mil. Anyway, I found out the reason they've done this, and I'll show you. So I've spaced the wheel up correctly now. The wheel is in the middle of the frame and runs in line with the centre post, how it should do. It's got the offset rear sprocket, but they ran a standard front sprocket. And as you can see, to get the chain to run straight, this is only just laid on there. It's got to go over a little bit further. It needs a 33mm offset sprocket to clear this big fat tyre. So what they had done instead was just to move the rear wheel over to the left, nearly 25mm, which obviously affects the handling, affects how much your tyre wears, yada yada. I've also got to come on this side. Don't know if you can see in there. There are 3 bodgy spaces holding this disc on with no centre on the disc, which actually means that the disc can go round in like a cam shape, which is not good. It's a lot more stress on the bolts because it's not on a centre. So I'm going to get a 40mm offset spacer for that, which will then allow the disc to come out past a bit further out here, meaning I can have a lot shorter torque arm for this caliper, which means there's a lot less strain on it. Other problems I've found was, this is really common on a lot of Sportsters, it's got these exhaust pipes on here. Excuse the mess, we're having a bit of a sort out in here today. They didn't have an exhaust bracket holding them on. They just held on at the cylinder head, which, if anyone knows, anyone who has a basic engineering, you don't want a lot of weight hanging on to essentially 8mm bolts. Especially as Harley cylinder head bolts are renowned for shearing off. So that's a lot of strain on 2 bolts. So I'll be making a new sprocket cover for this to allow for the chain offset, and then making some exhaust brackets. But yes, the saga has continued. Otherwise, the battery box is all done, the frame has all been repaired properly, and we're on the way to getting it back on the road. But yeah, like I say before, just be careful doing these things when you buy these, because they can look really good from a distance, but unless you actually know what you're looking at, they can be an absolute nightmare. So meaning the wheel is, because the wheel is offset, I'm now going to have to remount the mudguard, because as I found out, the mudguard brackets also aren't in the middle of the bike. Obviously it doesn't matter as long as the mudguard sits in the middle, but I've moved the wheel over nearly 25mm, and yeah, so the mudguard now doesn't line up. But it does mean that the mudguard will actually line up with the middle of the frame now, so it's a little bit of a win.